OfferVault. It's Josh coming to you with another fantastic episode of the Affiliate Marketing Show. Today is no different than any other. We have a very special guest. He's the CEO and founder of Astoria Company, as well as papercallmarketing.com. Let's welcome into the Affiliate Marketing Show, Scott Thompson. Scott, what's up?
Hey, Josh, I'm doing good. Making the best of this quarantine situation, although this is kind of the life that I set up for myself getting into the internet marketing business was so I could work from home. So I have a really nice setup here at the house. I do have another office, but I don't like going there. I like being at home. So this is kind of a good spot for me.
Yeah, I see 2 office chairs in there. It sounds, like you're living like a king in the home office, it looks like. Very cool setup.
It's a little bit of a man cave. With the TV and the surveillance systems and the phone systems and the printers. And, you have to walk outside to get to the office. You can't get to my office from inside the house. So it's like I am in my own little world here.
And you're talking to us from the Bay Area of California, correct?
That's correct. I live in the Pleasanton, California Bay Area, and so it's a nice area. I grew up in Oakland, California, and I've traveled a lot around the world, but I've always lived here. Possibly moving to Texas in a year or two, but
okay,
that's
cool.
just more for other personal and tax savings reasons. But I love California. My family's here, and this is a great area.
So before Astoria and before papercallmarketing.com, what were you doing, and how did you kind of find your way into this industry?
This is interesting. This is going back to the late 90s. So I was VP of sales I've always been in sales. I was VP of sales for a satellite GPS phone, global positioning phone system company, and we would rent our phones to global travelers. And what I did was, I didn't realize it was affiliate marketing back then, but I went to the travel agents and I said, when you book an international flight or an international cruise and you've got doctors or somebody's doing a safari, they can rent one of our phones and we make money on the minutes, and I'll revenue share with you on the minutes. So I went and started this network of travel agents that we would revenue share with. And it was just really, by definition, it was affiliate marketing. And we were pretty successful at that. And that was right before I got into the online advertising thing.
So then how do we get from there to the foundation of Astoria Company, papercallmarketing.com? What were like some of the first stages of when those got set up?
That's such a good question. I'll try to keep that story short. I was playing tennis with a friend of mine. He was a mergers and acquisition attorney in San Francisco. And this is when the whole .com just started. And we were in a tournament together, and he just looked at me and said, "Hey, Scott, I'm going to stop being a lawyer because I see all these M&A deals going down on the .com thing and people raising money. And I'm getting this internet company, and I'd like you to come work for me." And I was like, "Greg, you're a lawyer. What are you talking about? Just get your first serve in, man." And he's like, "No, I want you to come and run sales for the company." And I was like, so I really just kind of dismissed it. And then but we played together every week. And for every week for about, I don't know, it's like 6 months later, he had raised money and he offered me more money than I was making. And I said, "Let's go." And that's how I got into it. It was online advertising. We had a tracking technology that could show ads based on your inventory. So it was a sports memorabilia site that had inventory management through banners. So you could do banner advertising across the internet, but inside the banner, we were using Java to switch out the product. eBay uses the technology even today. And so that's how I kind of got started in this business. We went from 8 people. Literally, I remember my first days in that office where my desk and my chair would butt up against to the guy behind me. And if we had to go to the bathroom, we literally had to tell the other guy, "Hey, can you scoot over a little bit?" And we went from 8 people to 250. We went public. We had an office in San Francisco, New York. And I kind of I kind of lived through that whole .com thing, and really internet advertising really got into my DNA. And then I started, and that kind of got me started in it.
Cool. And then let's pretend I know nothing about both the companies we mentioned, Astoria Company, papercallmarketing.com. Let's pretend I know nothing about either of those. What would you want our affiliate audience to know about each one? And maybe some things, you'd want to promote in case there's affiliates watching this episode that might be a good fit with you guys.
Sure. So Astoria Company, it's, 10 years ago, I started this business by myself on my computer, just building a website. I started with building a legal website, doing lead generation. And then I built an education site doing lead generation. And I took the basic foundation of what I learned, and I believed in diversifying myself, not putting all my eggs in just doing legal lead gen or just doing insurance or just doing education. So I do all of the top B2C lead generation campaigns. So Astoria Company, although we own a lot of our own websites and generate our own leads, I also own a very large exchange that buys and sells leads in real time. So people that have their own website that generate leads, we buy and sell leads with them. We're one of the largest exchanges out there. We do millions of leads a day across probably 12 plus verticals, all the top B2C stuff, from home improvement to insurance, auto, home, health, life, legal, mortgage. We own mortgageleads.com. And then, so there's that side of it. And we also help people that are savvy that can build websites. Maybe they don't have a form or they don't have an exchange that they can build. So we give them a form, we give them the exchange, and then we revenue share with them. Just a true rev share. We don't charge them anything. And then on the other side of it, we do, as you mentioned, we own papercallmarketing.com, and we've been doing pay-per-call for 8 years. And so we host about 120 pay-per-call campaigns. Some we own, some are major brands, and some are unbranded campaigns. And so we've been doing that a while as well. And that's something that's, we're one of the bigger players in pay-per-call for sure. So
Awesome.
that's kind of, when people look at us, you're either buying leads or selling leads. And are you buying calls and selling calls, or are you doing lead generation? We're not into nutraceuticals or anything like that, so we stay in the lead gen game, and that's kind of our happy place.
Awesome. Well, we already talked about, this current quarantine life, this current work from home life. Me and you seem to not have an issue with it. It's almost become the new norm, if it hasn't already been the new norm. But this leads me into my next question. Where do you see the industry heading over the next few years? Do you think people are going to start getting rid of their physical office space? Do you think people are going to start doing virtual conferences? What's your opinion on just where the industry is headed?
I think that it's not only this industry, I think society in general. I was an early disciple of outsourcing. I was, I believe in designing your life instead of just living through a life. And what I wanted to do, I became a single father with full custody of a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, 2 boys, very early in my life. And I had to figure out how I could be at home with them full time and work. And that also helped me get started in this business. I wanted a business where I could be here, I could be with my family, I could make money. My goal was just to make $800 a month. And then I found tech companies that I would work with, and I started just hiring people organically. And my employees are all over the world. And so I think that kind of independent workforce, the outsourcing business model, is something when I first started was almost looked down upon. Oh, you don't have an office, you're not legit. You don't have 100 people showing up every day in an office building. Well, guess what? A lot of people are going out of business because that's really too expensive. Mm-hmm. And it is, depending upon where you live. And The internet marketing is so cool because you can work at home as long as you have an internet connection. You can work anywhere in the world. You don't necessarily have to have a brick and mortar office, and this is any company. And I think with the technology platforms and the way people are leveraging things, and I see that more and more today, not only in our industry, but across industries, people are really starting to adopt this distributed, leveraging these platforms that enable you to have a distributed workforce. So it's been great.
Yeah, to comment on what you said, if you don't have an office, you're not legit. It's almost like a complete 180 now. It's like if you can't work from home now, you're not legit. So it's kind of crazy to see how things have totally been spun around. If I'm an affiliate at home, doesn't matter. Maybe I'm at home, maybe I'm not. But if I'm just brand new to the affiliate marketing industry, what would be some advice you would give to a newer affiliate just getting started, things they should focus on, and maybe some things they should stay away from?
Here's some pearls of wisdom for somebody that's really new and just starting out. You're really going to want to just learn as much as you can, really immerse yourself and get educated as much as you can. Stay away from the get rich quick, the black hat, the scammy, the short-term quick buck. Stay away from that. Go for be a farmer, plant seeds. Then it will pay off for the rest of your life. I believe in systematizing everything. Create systems. Success leaves clues. Follow successful people. Learn from them. Develop systems of your own. Leverage technology. Learn some technology. You don't have to learn everything. The only way you're really going to, you can make some money and be financially okay. But to make a lot of money, if that is a goal of yours, you're going to need the help of others. You can't just sit back and be a one-man show. You're going to have to get help and help other people. Mm-hmm. And so that's something that's just personal. I started just wanting to work by myself and just make $800. That was my goal. And now my goals have gone into, multi-million-dollar goals and health and other things,
I was going to say, look at you now. You got 2 desk chairs, man.
I mean, yeah, that's
$800 right there. So I'm an affiliate. I come to the Astoria website or any of the websites you've mentioned under your ownership, and I apply to your affiliate program. Maybe not you, but maybe your AMs. What are some of the most important qualities that they're looking for in these new applications coming in?
Well, I mean, it's twofold. One of the things that I'm very proud about Astoria Company is that we pay people on time. We don't owe anybody money. You can look us up. We have a very clean reputation. I like to pay on time every time. That's my saying. Even when we don't get paid. And over the years, a lot of people have stiffed up and scammed us. And, I've learned a lot about how to watch out for that. And if an affiliate, I don't care who you are, comes to me, I'm checking out a few things about you. And this is what I've trained my team on. This is how we're going to vet you. We're going to look at, are you a pay-per-call? Are you lead gen? What's your experience? Do you have a website? If you work for a company, let me look at your company's website. Let me go through. If you say, oh yeah, I do lead generation. This happens a lot. Guys will say, we do lead generation. Here's my website. I look at their website. The form's broken. The links don't go anywhere. It's not TCPA compliant. It doesn't have lead ID. Immediately, they're lying to me. We can sniff you out pretty fast. But the thing is, if you come to me and you're honest and you say, you know what? I have this domain name. I own it. It's not fully built out. Can you help me? Yeah, we can help you. And I like people like that. And I will help you because I've helped a lot of people. And I like helping people make money because I like making money together. I don't make money off of people. All the technology that I built, I give to people. And we can make money together. And so if somebody has that kind of interest, I'm like, let's go, man. We're going to be good partners.
Speaking of making money, is making money part of the way that you define success, or does success to you have nothing to do with money?
Well, I mean, you're asking me personally. So, I mean, success is
Yeah.
personal for everybody. And, you know, from when I was younger, success was just defined by money because I was in survival mode.
Hmm.
And you go from, in life, hopefully, what you get to is going from survival, you know, from surviving to thriving. And I'm more in that thriving phase where I like to, you know, help other people make money, and then we make money together. And I've done that time and time again. And a saying, for your success to be real, it must contribute to the success of others. In order for your success to be real, it must contribute to the success of others. You know, just get that mindset, and that's what I have. I mean, for me to be successful personally, I have to be healthy, because if I'm not healthy, then you're doing all this for nothing. You know,
Hmm.
you don't want to die young. You want to
Right.
really enjoy what you're doing, and you want to have, you know, hopefully you have a good relationship with God, or whatever your religion is. I'm Catholic. I'm very spiritual, and I have people that work for me that are Muslim and Hindu and other religions. If you're a good person, we'll get along great. It doesn't really matter what your religion is, and you have a lot of love in your life. And I like to make money. I'm not shy about that. I like to
Right.
make a lot of money, and I like to do it with people
Right.
because that makes everybody happy. It makes the world go around.
Right. So watching people grow with you, and that's, I don't know, I think that's a great answer because like you said, that quote, that was awesome. I'm going to definitely go back and watch that again. On the flip side of success, has there been a specific failure in your life that you remember being a very important learning experience that has attributed to your success and where you are today?
You know, that's a great question. I would say one of the biggest, and you know, failures are only really defined as failures if you look at them. Obviously, I look at them as most, you know, motivational gurus would tell you, they're learning experiences. If you let it consume you and you let it, you know, make you fold as a person, well, then you did fail.
Hmm.
But I went through one experience where somebody scammed me for 75 grand, and we still paid everybody. And I had to take a hard look at how that happened. I knew this guy. This guy would come to the trade shows. He would buy me a drink. He would sit down, and he was there, and I saw him. And what he did was, we were running a campaign for him, and it was doing lead generation. And so he after a month, he was late paying. And we had been working with this guy for about 3 4 months, and then he was late. And what happens in a campaign, you start slow to go fast. So, you know, you're not blowing it up on day one. You should never do that. You start slow, let somebody have a history of paying you, but then after 3 months, when it got up to, you know, be about that month, it was like 55 grand, he was late. And I said, hey, you're late. He said, oh, let me make it up to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my margin, so you're going to make more. The money's coming in. And I took that bait, and I kept his campaign on, and another 2 weeks went by, and now I'm 75 grand into it. And I finally shut him off. I paid everybody. I ended up suing him. We won. I got a writ of execution. Most people I know don't even know what a writ of execution is.
Yeah, I
Because
don't know
I've
what it
sued a
is.
lot of people, because a lot of people have owed me money. I'm not very proud of that. But a writ of execution is when you sue somebody and you win, the that gives you a right to go into their bank account and take money out. If they have any money there, you can go and
Hmm.
take it out. So we got that done, and then all he did was just fold up everything, filed bankruptcy, and then I ended up getting nothing. So what did I learn from that? What I learned from that is we shut buyers off really fast, very fast. That burned my hide so bad, um, but we survived it, and we're thriving. We're good, but when advertisers are late, we shut them off real fast. I don't care who you are, how long I've been working with you. You get shut off. That campaign's paused. And then if somebody has a history of paying us late, then we give them just a real small credit limit. And then mid-month, oh, Scott, we want to, can you turn us back on? Well, I will if you pay me,
Hmm.
because you have a history of being late. And so there's a lot of things that kind of hurt, because you're not making money when you pause somebody, but they're good business decisions. And now we work with so many companies and have so many campaigns going. I can shut anybody off at any one time, and that's okay. And that's something, and I share that openly because I think that when you're an affiliate and you're looking for a company, you want to make sure this company is going to pay you and
Hmm.
they have a good reputation, and you want to check them out. And that's real important.
What's one of the best investments you've ever made? It could be an investment of time, or it could be some Warriors memorabilia that's hanging up in the man cave. But on a serious note, maybe something you could share with our viewers that maybe they can take and apply to their own life, along the lines of a really good investment, whether it's a product or a mindset, something along like that.
Well, there's a couple things that come to mind. One, because I've been doing this so long, it worked out for me that I built my own technology system. So the exchange that we sit on, I own it. That, and I have 6 full-time engineers now, and so we're able to do a lot of things that if you were to go to an off-the-shelf lead provider and third-party something, they're going to charge you based on either the volume of leads that you're doing, whether they're bought and sold or not. It's just the volume going through the system, or excuse me, or they have some type of hybrid approach to things. But that's enabled me to be able to build it helps me monetize my websites better, because the forums on my website are powered by my exchange or our pay-per-call network. That's how we're making money, and that's how we can help other people make money as well. The other thing that's really big that I got very, very good at, and it's really critical for people to think about this, is your domain name, your brand. If you're going to build a website, that will separate you big time, is having a really good brand. For B2B, we own mortgageleads.com. We own Best Insurance Leads. We own Attorney Leads. And we have a lot of really good B2C websites: onlinecollegedegree.com, insuranceshopping.com, expresscash.com. So we've taken the time to find good domains, whether they're expired or they're at auction, or just, with the whole COVID thing going down, the drug of choice is right now that's available is, I'm going to probably say this totally wrong, so bear with me. I think it's like hydroxychloroquine. I believe
Chloroquine
that's
or
how you say
something
it,
like that. Yeah.
hydroxychloroquine. And so I've been studying and following telemedicine. So I started buying a lot of telemedicine websites. I own Doctor's Home, Doctor Prescription, hydroxychloroquine prescription, cold sore prescription. I have all the dermatitis prescription. I have all of these domain names because that's kind of a new segment that I'm adding to Astoria, that whole telemedicine thing. So I'm getting into that. But what I'm smarter at now is you kind of start with a brand,
Hmm.
because I know how to build things. And so anyway, those are some long answers here for
No,
your
we love
questions.
it. We want a good long interview, so that's a great long answer.
And I'm looking for some business partners on that too. So if somebody, if you're kind of into biz dev deals, hit me up. I'm always looking for good people to work with.
I know you mentioned a college degree website as one of your domains. What would be your advice to a student coming out of college right now, or if they choose not to go to college, just getting ready to enter the real world? What would be your advice to them getting ready to enter the real world?
Well, unfortunately, everything you learn in college, you're not going to learn the real world from a textbook.
Yeah.
But what college does say about people is that you can start something and finish it. And so, it's very valuable. Also, your connections and your friendships and everything else. I would say, leverage your network. The world is relationship focused. You and I know each other because over the years, every year you see us, we're at Affiliate Summit, we're exhibiting at LeadsCon, we're always there. I always sit down with you. We always take time to talk to each other. You build relationships with people. So make sure you're leveraging your network and don't discount that. When you're trying to find, nobody really knows what they're going to do for the rest of their life. Most people don't. Some do. But that's an ever evolving thing, and sometimes your relationships that you currently have get overlooked. The other thing I would say is just, be a student, learn, and success leaves clues. Find some people that you really respect that are really honest, that are clean, that have a great reputation, and follow them, talk to them, and ask to talk to them. And I think that's probably some good advice for somebody who's really new, trying to figure out which way to go, how to navigate this crazy world that we're in, and how to get business done. Because the affiliate marketing stuff, they do finally teach some courses in college now. Mm-hmm. They never did before. But I can guarantee you one thing, when they talk about a ping tree or ping post, they don't talk about that. They're not learning that. And when you and those are things I can teach people. I can teach people the things that you're not going to get from a lot of people that as well as you're definitely not going to learn about it in school.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that 100%. I think relationships are everything in life, in the working world, but especially in this industry, and especially given the current world that we're living in, you really have to establish that trust. So I think that's a fantastic answer. When you're not running Astoria, papercallmarketing.com, mortgageleads.com, the list goes on and on and on. What do you like to do with your free time? I'm assuming watching Bay Area sports would be one of them. Obviously right now, maybe not so much, but outside of that, what else do you like to do for fun when you're not working?
Well, right now, with this whole quarantine in effect, and I think, right now in California, you have to wear a mask if you're in any public place. I was at Safeway yesterday doing a little grocery shopping, and I try and buy a lot when I'm there so I don't have to go back that often. But, I'm wearing a mask and gloves, and it's just kind of like this weird thing. But right now, I have a couple dogs, but one of them loves to get out and walk. And so we go out every day, and I walk for 4 to 5 miles with my dog. It helps me. I love being outside. And so that helps me kind of take my break, stay healthy, stay focused, clear my head, put my head on other things. And that's something, that I've been doing a lot lately, because there's no sports to watch. And the news is just the same thing over and over again.
Right.
So, we got to catch a little bit of news, stay on top of things. But fortunately, also being in a business where my company is diversified, we're doing really well right now. And I want to help a lot more people, because to the extent that that I can help other people be successful, then we're all winning when that happens,
Which Bay Area team would you say is your favorite?
Well, again, I was born and raised in Oakland, California, and it's just, I grew up in a family that loved the Oakland Raiders, the Warriors, and the Oakland A's. And when you're a little kid and you don't know any better, those are my favorite teams. Now the Raiders are going to be, the Los Angeles Raiders. I really don't care.
Las Vegas?
But I like sports. I like sports, and, it's, but those are my teams.
Right. True or false, the Warriors did blow a 3-1 lead.
I'm going to stay away from that. That almost sounds like politics to me.
No, you guys, for our viewers that don't know, I'm from Cleveland. So the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Warriors have a long history. They beat up on us, but we got one. That's all we wanted.
You did get one, legit.
We did get one. It might be the only one in my lifetime. Going back to the affiliate marketing, what are some bad recommendations that you're currently hearing that you would tell some of our viewers, if you do hear this, don't dive right into it. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Well, I think for young affiliates, everybody's looking for the quick scam, the quick, easy way. And there's a lot of software guys out there that sell these software gimmicky systems that when you buy it, then it's like, okay, it's cheap. And then you buy it. And then they have all these other add-ons and then they kind of come and go. I just get back to try and figure out who's doing things in a very legit way. Google's really smart. You're not going to put up garbage articles that are barely readable through your article spinner and think that you're going to make money on AdSense, on click ads, because they just shut that down. Don't go for things that are so fly by night and so quick. Do things that are legit. Stay in it. Trust me. In this business, it is like you're a farmer. You plant a seed, you'll make money forever. A penny doubled every day. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, but at the end of 30 days, a penny's, millions and millions, 14 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It adds up. Just put in the groundwork, do it right, and you'll make money. And each time you do something you should be able to duplicate that learning and do it with something else and systematize things and create systems for yourself. So every time you're doing something, just keep your workflow going. Those are things that, I would strongly recommend that people, keep their eye on. It's so easy to be distracted with this quick money, with this black hat stuff, but it won't last. Mm-hmm. All those black hat guys and the people that do things, it's short term and they don't last. They're out of business and then they're not paying you any money because they're fly by night.
One more two-parter question here before we wrap this up. I would love to hear your biggest regret followed up by your favorite achievement.
My biggest regret is probably, getting stuck with that 75 grand and what I learned. I kind of spoke to that. Letting myself get into a position where I didn't cut them off fast enough. And the lesson there is you can know somebody, you can like somebody, you can really, really like somebody. That doesn't mean that you still have to have principles, and you have to stick by those principles. And I lost a little bit of my, being, business smart. And hey, you're my buddy. I'm sorry, but I got to shut you off. And when maybe we work out a payment plan, but you got to do it real fast. So that was a big thing. One of my biggest successes is, people that work for me that live in other countries have made a lot of money with me, and they've bought homes and they own these homes free and clear. My wife and I own a company together. I was able to create business structure, systemize things, outsource things to a point where I could tell my wife, I approached her one day and just said, why don't we start a company together? Because she was always, VP level at a lot of different companies. And I wanted to, designing my life, I wanted to be with my wife. And I thought, she worked so hard, we might as well do this together. So we have another company, Bellamy, that we own together. That's been in business almost 2 years, and it's skyrocketing, and it is amazing. And so I really enjoy those things that I've learned, and those business policy systematizing things and being diversified. Those things have played very well for me, and it's enriching the lives of thousands of people, and I love that.
Scott, thank you so much for being on the show. Before we let you go, we're going to play a quick little game here at the end just to get to know you as a person. Has nothing to do with affiliate marketing whatsoever. Welcome to the OfferVault hot seat. Here's how it works. We're going to ask you a series of 5 would you rather questions. I'm sure you've played this game before. Would you rather A or would you rather B? Pretty simple. You're going to answer. Maybe I'll answer. We'll talk for a second and we'll move right along. Any questions on that before we get started?
That sounds A or B. I mean, like, black or white. Here we go.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. All right, here we go. Would you rather read the book or watch the movie?
Read the book. Books are always better than the movie, but I love watching movies too. But I do love watching movies.
So
Books are always better than the movie, but
you're going with the book.
I'm going with the book.
All right, I would go with the movie, but that's just because I'm a lazy POS and I don't do a whole lot of reading. Question number 2. Would you rather
being transparent? I like that.
Yeah. Question number 2. Would you rather be stranded in the jungle or in the desert?
Oh, the jungle.
Really? Why is that?
Much more opportunity for survival. Water, trees, fruit, vegetables, shade, habitat. And you're in the desert, man. There's no water.
Yeah.
Sun's beating down on you. There's sand around you. It's not even
sand.
hot.
There's sand. Yeah. My only thing about the jungle is that there's so many more predators that it puts you at a much higher risk. But I would have to agree. I'd probably go jungle.
House, man. Get on it.
Yeah. You obviously haven't watched enough Planet Earth because there's a lot of stuff in the trees. All right.
Maybe I've seen too many Rambos.
That's probably it. Question 3, moving right along with the OfferVault hot seat. Would you rather have to wear sweatpants for the rest of your life or never be able to wear sweatpants again?
Never be able to wear sweatpants again.
Because we can't have you at a trade show booth in sweatpants.
Yeah, I can't be stuck on one thing forever, although I do love sweatpants.
Okay. Spoken like a true sweatpants lover. I love it. Question number 4. Would you rather have your thumbs replaced with big toes or have your pinky fingers replaced with pinky toes? Now, you might want to hold your hands up.
I'm going to go with my thumbs replaced with big toes.
I think I would agree because a pinky toe on your hand would just look alien-like. And a big toe as a thumb, you could at least kind of still use as a thumb.
I mean, I think I could still text with two thumbs or 2 big toes.
I mean, I've seen some thumbs in my day that honestly look like big toes. So I think I'd go with that as well. And let's wrap it up here. You're being a great guest. Once again, we'll have you on the show anytime. Question 5. Would you rather slowly walk across 100 feet of red hot coals or put your hand on a hot iron for 10 seconds?
I'd walk across the hot coals.
Because?
Slowly walk. That's interesting. And define slow, because my slow might look pretty fast to people.
Right. I mean, let's just take slowly out. Hot coals, 100 feet, or hand on an iron.
I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my hand so it can melt everything.
Right. I was gonna say there's quite the visual. Yeah.
You know, get your feet going across hot coals. You're not going to get burnt as bad.
Scott, thank you for playing the OfferVault hot seat. I think we all know you much better as a human being now. Before we wrap this up, I'd love to give you the microphone. This is your opportunity to tell our viewers anything about what you want, any of your companies, Astoria, anything you want. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, thanks for thinking of Astoria Company. It's not just me. There's a lot of great people. Liza Schubert, she runs the Paper Call Network. So if you're into paper call, you're going to run into Liza. Adnan Nazir, him, Shasil, Shakia, they help me day in and day out on the exchange. And there's a lot more people to mention that are on the tech team and the server team. They're fantastic people. And I would say that if you're into you do like making money and you want to work with an honest group of people that work really hard. We work all the time. And if you have a mindset to work with us, don't hesitate to reach out. Happy to teach you some stuff. Happy to learn from you as well. Anybody who's got some skills to bring to the table. And let's make each other's lives better.
For Scott from Astoria and myself, Josh from OfferVault, let's make that paper. Let's make that dough. This has been the Affiliate Marketing Show. We'll see you next time, everyone.